Good evening. Hope you're having a restful Sunday. Welcome to the English News Bulletin. We'll begin with the headlines. As the country aims to generate $800 million in tourism sector by the end of 2024, the number of Rwandans and foreigners visiting various touristic attractions in Kigali is increasing. In Gatsiwa district, teachers and students acknowledge the positive impact of recently constructed teacher accommodations. On the international scene, the residents of El Geneina, West Darfur state capital, are fleeing westward towards Chad following claims by the Sudanese Rapid Support Forces. Welcome to the news in details. My name is Olive Nete. Let's start by the edition by informing you that as the country aims to generate $800 million in tourism sector by the end of 2024, the number of Rwandans and foreigners visiting various tourist attractions in the city of Kigali is significantly increasing, mostly during the weekends. Adam Squizera kicks us off.
I like the birds.
At Nyandungu Urban Wetland Ecotourism Park in the city of Kigali, during the weekend, you find various Rwandans and foreigners coming for relaxation and physical exercises.
It's a beautiful park. We had a lovely morning, great facilities here, and it was lovely to come and visit and see some birds. I think the facilities are great. The pathways are all really clear. It's very easy to get to. Great place to visit, and it's a great asset for the city of Kigali.
During the weekend, you have to get time for the family. Like you see, I'm training my kid to ride a bicycle. Literally, this place is a nice place to train kids to ride bicycle. So it is a very nice place. Theogene Nizerwa, Conservation and Biodiversity Officer at Nyandungu Eco Park, knows how this park housed people to relax in jogging, cycling and yoga.
Muri weekend nibwo abantu basa nkaho baba bacitse imirimo cyane cyane ku banyarwanda by'umwihariko.
During weekend, you find that many are free from their work, especially the Kigali city residents, because you find the highest number of visitors comes on Saturday and Sunday, but not forgetting those who visit this place during weekdays. Like for the foreigners, for them, they don't even have specific days, and they really enjoy doing physical exercise here by either jogging or cycling. Other Rwandans and foreigners who visit Kant House Museum of Natural History, who are in this section, they show different types of snakes and crocodiles that delight the visitors.
We saw many natural sceneries of Rwanda, including the snakes that we usually see in the neighborhood and others we haven't ever seen. For me, I was very nervous.
I'd just say it's really important for conservation too, isn't it, that we look after these, which are, many of them are rare snakes, so making sure they're looked after in this kind of environment is really, really important. So by coming in and supporting this marvellous, and it is absolutely marvellous exhibition, it really helps.
Tourism sector in the city of Kigali is expected to contribute to the country's achievement of generating $800 million by the end of 2024 from $400 million. Adams Kwizera, RTV News.
Thank you, Adams, for the details. Now to education matters. Graduates in bachelor's and master's degree at the Adventist University of Central Africa assert that their education has equipped them with knowledge that will enable them to compete in the labor market and address issues that impede their country's development. Follow the details. 537 students have earned degrees in a variety of fields, including economics, education, technology, medicine and theology. Of these, 23 are international students. They say that the knowledge gained through their studies will assist them in development.
I'm going to use this master's degree that I have and the knowledge that I got from AUCA to apply it in my country, also in Kigali, anywhere that I have an opportunity to do.
I can also say that they really invest in to follow the trend, nowadays trend, as they introduced big data and business analytics.
I'm really excited. I chose to study in Rwanda. What pushed me to come to Rwanda was the way people in Rwanda are welcoming. I think AUCA is doing the best in matching the accounting to the global one, which really helps us in our career path. Like it prepares us to a good career opportunity where when we go out there we're not really surprised of the things we meet on ground, because AUCA have led us halfway to getting into the career path.
Parents of the new graduates say they have high expectations since they trust in the education provided to their children. He studied well since primary, and I'm also grateful to God that he completed a university degree. And I believe that due to this background, he will excel in his upcoming assignment, depending on the goal he has. The acting Vice-Chancellor of the Adventist University of Central Africa, Dr. Roger Ruterahagusha, points out that this year's graduation class has a distinction since students know and adapt to the use of modern technology.
For us, we are really happy and sure that these students who have been well trained here it's a force we are sending to the labor market, having ability and skills of innovating. As you have seen, we have a very big number of students from the Department of IT. These are the people this country needs to see them lifting up the economy of the country through the technology itself. But also other programs are also having candidates who we contribute to the development of this country and for the region.
Dr. Rose Mukankomeje, the Director General of the Higher Education Council, praised the contribution of the Adventist University of Central Africa in the current development of Rwanda, urging educators, parents and students to continue striving for quality education.
If you don't transform them into actions, knowledge there, not shared, not impacted, is a dead knowledge.
The Adventist University of Central Africa was the first private university to be established in Rwanda, and it was founded by the Seventh-day Adventist Church in 1984. The school's administration noted that it will continue to improve the quality of education by expanding infrastructures and also increase technological equipment. Other matters in Dua sector, 800 families will be relocated starting from Monday the 13th. This is being done through the ongoing program of the city of Kigali of relocating people living in high-risk zones. Adam Squizera with the report.
These residents are from Gasanze and Gatunga in Dua sector, Gasawa district. They are farms that they saw the administration coming to put a cross sign on their houses. That means that they have to relocate. These residents include those who built the house without residential permits, while there are even others who have them. When it rains, we face floods, while as we find mostly, we are even nervous for that. I built this house without any permit. Thereafter, they told us that those who have already built should now start to seek for the permits. We're in that process, whereas there are others who've already got them. Like the fact that when someone comes unmarked to your house, yet you don't even have anywhere to head up, it's another issue. The executive secretary of Nduba sector, Nibagwire Jane, says that within this week, there have been enumeration to know the number of people who are living in high-risk zones, hence to get relocated.
We carried out a census of 800 families in 8 villages. We enumerated these residents and their UPIs in order to allow those who can relocate to start relocating, since it is heavily raining. And those who are in need, we will provide them with house rent fees after enumerating them, because this activity is being carried out in 8 out of 45 villages of Dua sector.
The mayor of city of Kigali, Prudence Ruwingisa, recently indicated that relocating people from high-risk zones is for their own good. Preparing this campaign was to let everyone who was living in high-risk zones to start looking for somewhere to relocate. This doesn't mean to just relocate. Instead, it's to save their lives. Since they have demonstrated the level of risk zones that we have, we can't hesitate any second, because this is for the good of their life.
ariko bumve ko ni ku bw'amagara yabo.
In September this year, the city of Kigali had announced 4,300 families that have been relocated from high-risk zones, whereas 2,809 families were yet to be relocated, which is still ongoing. Adams Kwizera, RTV News.
Thank you, Adams. Now back to education matters. Teachers and students in the Gatsibo district affirms that the construction of teachers' accommodations has significantly benefited them since they are now more close to school. However, they also note that there are still some challenges in other parts of the district since not all areas has these accommodations. Adams Kwizera once more.
In this district, which has 107 secondary schools, so far new accommodations have been built at 19 schools, and 12 accommodations have been renovated. The Akagera School in Rwimbogo sector is one of the schools where the new accommodations were built.
Kuhaba byari bigoye, urabona uyu mudugudu nawe uri kugenda utera imbere gake gake.
It was very difficult for us due to the fact that we were living far from the school. Like before, we even used to live in a classroom. And then later, they took us to rent somewhere, which were very expensive. But now here I live close to the school. I just came and prepared the courses. Plus the fact that it also facilitates the students to reach on us whenever they need an after-class explanations. The output provided by these accommodations, but also it benefited to the students as well. We are students, whenever we want teachers to help us in our class duties, we find them just right there, since this also helps him to reach a school on time. Currently, there are other places that these teachers' accommodations have not yet built, which is indicated as a challenge to some of the teachers of Rwimbogo sector. A challenge I really face is that I live far from school, which literally takes me almost 30 minutes to get started in the mode because of the long way from home to school. And that's why for me, I would say that the more I could get to live close to my workplace, could even facilitate me to fulfill my duties as well. Because during rainy season is where I face many challenges. Though there is still a long way to go in building these accommodations, the district administration assures that they will continue to work hand in hand with other institutions and partners, as noted by Richard Gasana, the mayor of Gatsibo district.
Byatekerejwe rero kugira ngo ireme ry'uburezi rikomeze kugira agaciro karyo.
We thought that in order to improve the quality of education, it goes hand in hand with teachers' well-being. So the more we build these accommodations, it also goes with the availability of the budget. For now, we first renovated the accommodations that were damaged, and now they are all completed. The only remaining thing is to construct others. Currently, 20 schools in different sectors of this district are the ones that are in need of these accommodations. In this district, the construction of teachers' accommodations started in 2012. Adams Kwizera, RTV News.
Under the Tourism Revenues Sharing Program, 28 projects from 4 districts bordering the Nyungwe National Park have been selected for the current fiscal year. The projects will share a budget of over 1 billion Rwandan francs. Follow the details. One of the selected projects is to host a large milk collection center for cattle breeders from sectors in the Nyabihu district, as there is only one collection center in the Kawatkwa sector, and this collection center is not yet capable of collecting the milk production available in the area.
Due to the current season, we expect to have an increase in milk production. When this milk container is full, we go to sell the milk in Bugogwe. But when we arrive there, after 2 p.m., it's almost impossible to find buyers, since they also get milk from other areas.
Thus, more than 400 members of the cooperative of cattle breeders in the Kawatkwa sector have a wide expansion project that is being carried out to increase the value chain of milk production, including having a milk churn that can store 2,000 liters. The project will cost 100 million Rwandan francs and is one of the 28 projects from 4 districts bordering the Nyungwe National Park to be carried out during the 2023-2024 fiscal year. And this project will be funded by the Rwanda Development Board through the Tourism Revenues Sharing Program.
The money gained through the revenue sharing program are allocated to residents so as to do small projects that benefit their development.
These projects will cost more than 1 billion. Babazi Marie-Louise from the Rwanda Development Board urges residents to fully carry out these projects as planned.
Let's
say the project is to build a house. It should be carried out appropriately, meeting the standards. And if the house is for the needy, it must have all materials needed. If it is a school, it should be also built, meeting all the standards, and with all kinds of materials needed. And let's say if we are providing cows to residents, for example in Nyabihu, we should do it well. Every project should be carried out as planned, not partially. The Tourism Revenue Sharing Program was launched in the past 18 years, and 12 sectors bordering the Nyungwe National Park have shared approximately 4 billion Rwandan francs. It's a program backed by projects prepared by various organizations in the tourism industry. Residents in the vicinity of the park are urged to pledge their contribution in its preservation. And the story brings us to the end of tonight's edition, but before we leave, a quick recap of our top stories. As the country aims to generate $800 million US dollars in tourism sector by the end of 2024, the number of Rwandans and foreigners visiting various touristic attractions in Kigali is increasing. In Gatsiwa district, teachers and students acknowledge the positive impact of recently constructed teacher accommodations. On the international scene, the residents of El Geneina, West Darfur state capital, are fleeing westwards toward Chad following claims by the Sudanese Rapid Support Forces.